visiting the White House for a meeting with him in February. So this is a very significant development that we are hearing, that last night, of course, there was a telephonic conversation between the US President Donald Trump and Prime Minister Narendra Modi, after which Prime Minister Narendra Modi also tweeted about the phone call between them. And now what we are hearing is that US President Donald Trump himself has said that the Prime Minister Modi probably will be visiting the White House for a meeting with him in February. Remember, on 28th January is when the oath-taking ceremony of US President Donald Trump took place, and India was represented by the MEA Minister Dr. S.J. Shankar, and he also had in fact meeting with his counterparts as well. In that particular meeting, he also highlighted the situation of minorities in Bangladesh. And now last night there was a very crucial telephonic conversation between US President Donald Trump and Prime Minister Narendra Modi, after which Prime Minister also took to X, saying that he had a very fruitful discussion with US President Donald Trump. And now what we're hearing is that in all probability in February is when Prime Minister Narendra Modi is all set to visit White House. So, in fact, what we are hearing is that in February is when Prime Minister Narendra Modi is all set to visit White House. And all this is, of course, very significant, considering how in January it was Donald Trump who took over the US presidentship, and he invited India. India was represented by Dr. S.J. Shankar in the oath-taking ceremony. And remember, there was a meeting with the Joe Biden as well, and between the former US President Joe Biden and Prime Minister. I am now joined by CNN News 18's Aman on the broadcast. Aman, very significant development that we are hearing at the moment, that last night there was a telephonic conversation, and today what we are hearing is that Prime Minister Narendra Modi is all set to visit US President in February.
Yes, Sharon. What we are hearing is that Donald Trump was on board Air Force One yesterday with some journalists after this call, which happened with Prime Minister Narendra Modi, and he has informed those journalists that as per his conversation with Prime Minister Narendra Modi, Mr. Modi could be going to the US sometime in February. He said by next month, Prime Minister Modi could be at the White House. So this could be a major visit. This would be the third visit of Prime Minister Narendra Modi to the US in less than 2 years. He was there in 2023. Then Prime Minister Modi again went to the US in 2024. And now he could be going to the US in February next month. That is what Donald Trump is saying. And this could be one of the first, major world leaders going to the US to meet Donald Trump. That could also be very significant. They had a detailed call. Both the leaders had a detailed call yesterday where they've discussed bilateral trade. Many other, major defense deals are on the table. India, when Mr. Modi was there last time in the US, this whole Predator drones deal is on the fast track. The government wants to go ahead with it. So will that see a breakthrough now finally with Mr. Trump as the president of the US? That could also be very interesting. So Mr. Modi's third visit, I would say, in less than 2 years to US, and coming soon after Donald Trump is taking over, has took over as a US president, very significant. And Donald Trump has now in fact confirmed it to reporters aboard Air Force One that Prime Minister Narendra Modi could very well be in the US in February itself. Both the leaders in fact had discussed an early meeting at a convenient time as per the readouts both from the US and the India side, but now Trump himself revealing that Mr. Modi could be in the US as early as February.
Aman, I request you to please stay with us as I'm joined by Siddhant Mishra as well. Siddhant, what do you think in this particular meeting that is all set to take place, likely to take place in February? What are some of the crucial points that could in fact be part of the discussion between the US President and the Indian Prime Minister?
Well, there are a lot of issues to discuss, Sharon, but most important one is the messaging. And in fact, you see from the day one, the messaging that that Trump administration perhaps has done when it comes to sending out message to the world that how important India is for America, and that we all have seen very much. The way Mr. Jaishankar was given seat in the first row. Then on the very first day in office, Marco Rubio takes Quad meeting with the Quad foreign ministers, after which he he held first bilateral meeting with India, and now on the 7th day in office, Donald Trump speaks to Prime Minister Modi, perhaps the first leader in the Indo-Pacific region to have a telephonic conversation with Donald Trump. This again signifies that America believes that there are two axes, two driving forces in the in Indo-Pacific theater. One is America and other is India. And now we are getting to know that President Trump has confirmed reporters on board Air Force One that Prime Minister Modi could travel to US in February. We are still awaiting response from the Indian side. But you know, sources have confirmed this to us in the past also, that there are plans of PM Modi going to US in the first quarter. Now in 2017, when Trump became president for the first time, Prime Minister Modi went to US in June. This time around, if he travels to US in the first quarter, perhaps, you know, again shows the relevance of India that has increased as far as US is concerned, for US is concerned. And, you know, in the release also that we have received from the White House, it talks about that both leaders have discussed regional issues from the war in from the war in Europe to Middle East and other global issues. At the same time, release also says that President has given emphasis on India buying defense equipment, perhaps. So we could expect that when Prime Minister Modi would travel to US, there's going to be some big ticket announcement as far as defense cooperation as far as defense cooperation is concerned. Any which ways, you know, we know that in under President Biden's regime, a lot of work has already been done. You know, from cutting edge technology to quantum computing, semiconductors, and especially the tech transfer, perhaps that has already taken place. Now it's up to President Trump to take the relationship forward. And now, since it has come in the White House release that the president's focus is on India buying defense equipment from America, perhaps we could expect some big ticket announcement, some more deals looks likely on the card.
Okay.
And let's wait for India's response to this,
Yes.
this remark from President Trump.
Yes.